Hi everyone, it is Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I am good. A little bit under the weather today, a little off my game, but we must deliver on the daily. So here I am. And also I've got water on my shirt and I don't know how I did that. So let's pretend it's not there. Okay. On with this DD, and your reminder though, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. We're closing in on 16K. That'd be pretty cool before the summer hits to be at 16K. Thank you much. I stole this information. I'm not proud of myself. I was off my game, man. Now, in all seriousness, this is not information about which I wasn't aware, but just seeing it put together, you're like, ooh, that is really cool. So I stole it. And this was from an X, a tweet, a Zeet, I don't even know what they call it, from the K-State fan. If you're on X and you don't follow the K-State fan, you got to do it. It's the K-State Law. It's a great account. But it's recounting all of Chris Klieman's quarterbacks. Now, keep in mind, Chris Klieman is a defensive coach. He was a defensive coordinator by trade and a safety coach. But he's had an incredible run of quarterbacks that have gone on to the NFL. In fact, everyone has gone on to the NFL in some way. And let's go back to his time at North Dakota State. And he started off with Carson Wentz. And that dude was pretty good in college. In fact, he was the second draft choice in the entire draft. Not bad. Followed by Easton, who surely couldn't, hold a candle to him. And yeah, he wasn't as good a quarterback, but he kept the winning going, didn't he? He sure did. And Easton went in the 5th round. Thank you, K-State fan. I'm actually looking at your tweet right here because I can't remember a damn thing today. I am out of it. Also, he recruited Trey Lance to North Dakota State. While he didn't technically really play for him, I know he redshirted, maybe played some games, I'm not sure. But he took over once Chris Klieman left there and came to Kansas State. So you can give him the recruiting ability there. Then, of course, he picked up on Skylar Thompson, was able to get him to stay. Skylar was drafted in the 7th round. And then he had Will Howard. And, of course, Will Howard ended up at Ohio State finishing up. But Chris Klieman's staff's the one who found Will Howard out in Pennsylvania and brought him in, and he turned into a pretty good quarterback, a 6th-round pick. And he had Adrian Martinez come in so briefly there under Will Howard to compete. And Adrian had a great season for K-State when he was healthy, and then went on to the UFL where he was MVP, and he's been on some practice squads. Adrian's just turned himself into a really solid quarterback. And now he's got Avery Johnson, who we all expect to be picked. But why? Why is this happening? Is it all about recruiting? Well, at the end of the day, it is. But I have a theory. And the theory is Chris Klieman is pouring something extra into these quarterbacks. I know that he meets with his quarterback once a week during the season. They go in there and sit down, maybe watch some film or maybe have a discussion. But Chris Klieman is apparently really good at teaching quarterbacks from a defensive perspective. He's also done a great job of hiring quarterback coaches. You got to be honest here. He's not coaching the position. Those guys are doing 95% of the work. So his selection of who's going to coach apparently is equally good as the quarterbacks he gets. And of course, Matt Wells has taken that over now for the 2nd season coming up here in 2025. So whatever Klieman's telling his quarterbacks and his coaches who coach the quarterbacks is igniting something incredible. I think Avery's an NFL guy. I have no doubt about it if he stays healthy. And he'll get a shot. He really will. I think he'll be drafted based on his athleticism. We'll find out. Who's next? They got some pretty good young guys backing him up. We'll see. But Chris Klieman and quarterbacks, he does it, man. And thank God K-State fan tweeted that out. I don't know what I was going to talk about today. Boy, I just want to talk about a headache. Ugh.